Guys, it's Sarah, and today we're going to talk about some TV shows I've been binging. I actually have quite a few to talk about. It's been a little bit since I've done one of these videos, and over the break in December, I watched quite a few things, just kind of got some stuff consumed. So I wanted to talk about them. I have 7 things to talk about, 7 shows, and I'm ready to move on to the next round as well. I usually try to do these when I have 5 to talk about, but I have 7 now. So I keep track of my TV shows in this little journal that a friend of mine sent, and I will write down the show that I'm watching, and then I have like little squares where I will color in the episodes that I watch. I do it by season, so I just kind of keep track that way because I'm a nerd like that. So that's how I keep track of my TV shows that I'm watching and wanting to watch and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about what I've seen. The first one is one that is probably going to come up in every single one of these videos because I'm slowly making my way through it, but that is Supernatural. I did watch season 5 and 6, and I'm in the middle of season 7 right now. So I might be more towards the beginning of season 7. I think I've watched a few, and there's 15 seasons of this show for me to watch, which I'm very happy about because I love it. It is a supernatural show. It follows 2 brothers who actually hunt supernatural beings and deal with them in that way. And they kind of travel around and help people and kill these demons and ghosts and monsters and all sorts of stuff. So it's fantastic. Dean Winchester is my everything. He always will be. So I'm going to definitely be getting back to that here in January and continuing on with season 7. So the next time I'll have maybe another couple of seasons under my belt, which would be nice. And this is on Netflix. My husband and I watched Only Murders in the Building. This is on Hulu. And this was fantastic. There's only 1 season out. They're currently filming season 2, so we're very excited about that. But this has Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez in it. And let me tell you, Selena Gomez is fantastic. And this follows these 3 people who live in this apartment building in New York City. It's kind of an exclusive place, if you will. And one night, someone in that building is murdered, and the whole building kind of goes into lockdown because of it. And these 3 people end up randomly coming together, and they are all fans of true crime podcasts, and they find out that they have that in common. So they start talking, and then they decide there's a murder that's happened in our building. Nobody knows who did what. We should start our own true crime podcast and try to figure this out. And that's what they do. And it's fantastic. It's not a comedy in the sense that you would think with Steve Martin and Martin Short, but there are very funny bits. There was one scene in the season finale that Josh and I were both we had to pause it because we were laughing so hard. It was fantastic. So it's a drama, but there's little one-liners in there here and there by both of those guys, obviously because they are comedians, but yeah, it's fantastic. High recommend. Then I watched The Great British Baking Show. I watched season 9, which was the most recent season, and I loved it. I love that show. It's such a comfort show for me. I especially love to watch it during the holidays, and I loved this last season. It was really great. It was one of those seasons where I would have been happy if any one of them had won. Like, I didn't care. I definitely had a couple standout favorite people, and one of those people did end up winning, but like, I would have been fine with anybody. It was so great. It was like just really, really talented people there. And yeah, I loved it. It was awesome. I also watched the holiday episodes that came out, so that was fun too. Then I watched a documentary series about Charles Manson called Helter Skelter, an American Myth. And it's a 6-part series. And oh man, this was on Epix. And it just, whoa, because after reading the book Helter Skelter, I definitely want to kind of dive in a little bit more into this. And this documentary had things in it that I had not read in the book. And it actually had samples of his music, which was really interesting. Like you could actually hear his music and his singing and stuff. And it had interviews with a couple of his girls. And that was very interesting to hear their side of it. And things that were happening at the time directly from their mouths, because these are people that I read about in the book. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you were part of his family. And man, like it was good. It was really good. So yeah, a little hard to watch too because they actually had crime scene photos from the Sharon Tate murders and they were not edited. So that kind of made me gasp. I was like, whoa, I wasn't really expecting that. So those are in there, but yeah, so that was really good. Okay, next one is The Rookie, and I was watching season 4. So I watched the first half basically of season 4 up until the winter finale in December, and then it is coming back again in January. So I will continue with that, but I did kind of get through the first half of the season. I love this show. It's a police show that is set in Los Angeles. It follows our main character, who's played by Nathan Fillion, and he, in the very beginning of like season 1, he was an older rookie. He decided a little later in life to become a police officer, and then he's a rookie, but he like is older than everybody around him, and you just kind of follow like his trials and tribulations, and trying to prove himself and do all that stuff. It's fantastic, and I really liked the first half of season 4. So when that comes back on, I will continue watching that. But I got a little behind with our move and stuff. So I kind of did do a little bit of a binge on that one. Okay, so one thing that my husband and I completely binge watched was season 2 of The Witcher. This is on Netflix. And this is based off of a book series, a fantasy book series. And it's also based off a video game. My husband played Witcher 3, which is one of his favorite video games of all time. He loves it. So when the show was announced, he was very excited, and we watched the first season and absolutely loved it. Season 2 was no different. Loved it. It stars Henry Cavill, and he plays a witcher who in this world is basically a monster hunter, and they can slay these huge big monsters. Oh man, it's so good, you guys. It's very bloody. It's very gory. There's nudity, all that kind of stuff. So very, very adult, not for children, but it's fantastic. And Henry Cavill plays this character so well. Really, really good. So if you're into that kind of thing, 100% recommend. Another one that Josh and I binged was Cowboy Bebop, which is also on Netflix. Now, this one has since been canceled. It only has 1 season, but we did watch it because Cowboy Bebop is based off of the anime series that my husband watched. And I remember him watching that when we were first married. And he really liked it. It's been one of his favorites. So when the live action was coming out, he was a little skeptical at first. But when we started watching it, he was like, they're actually doing the anime justice. So he was pretty impressed for someone like anime is his thing. He watches a lot of anime. So for him to see an adaptation of it and to be impressed with it and think that they did it justice is awesome. This stars John Cho, and he's fantastic. He really is. I really like him as an actor. And I thought he played this character really, really well. And yeah, we both really enjoyed it. So it's a little out there. It's a little weird. It's set in space. But like, we really, really liked it. So we were just kind of like, why did it get canceled? And I think it's just, there wasn't enough of an audience for it is what the explanation kind of was, which I guess I get. If you didn't like the anime or didn't watch the anime, you may not really understand it all that well, but we thought it was really well done. And just because we're familiar with the anime, so maybe that's why. But I think that was a little bit underrated, to be honest with you, because we thought it was great. Okay, guys, that is it. Those are some shows that I most recently have binged my way through. Some full binges, some just seasons. And yeah, so it's been a lot of fun to watch those types of things. And I'm going to be getting started here in January. Again, I definitely want to start making my way through some more shows. I have a lot on my list that I want to start watching and do all that fun stuff. So let me know down below if you've watched any of these. Let me know what you've been binge watching lately. Did you do any binging over the holiday season? A lot of people tend to do that just because you have the time. So let me know if you watched anything worthwhile, anything you would recommend. And that'll be it for me today. Hope you guys have a great day. See you again soon. Bye.